Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for, whoa, what just happened? I have friends? No, I don't. Anyways, so for today's video, we are going to talk about pregnancy, labor, and delivery. It's gonna be like a little Q&A. I've had so many questions lately on Instagram regarding pregnancy, labor, and delivery, and I don't really know why because I haven't been pregnant since 2018. It's 2021, and I don't know where all these questions are coming from, but I was like, you know what, let me just do a YouTube video and answer everyone's questions here. That way people can go back to it if they need to, and yeah. So I must find the questions first because I am irresponsible and I did not save them. I think we're getting warmer. Okay, found them. All right, cool. Okay, so the first question was about the perineal, I think that's how you say it, perineal massage. It's where you massage your coochie with oil, because I told you guys that's what I did my entire pregnancy, and it helped me from tearing, and I pushed out an 8-pounder. She was 7 pounds 14 ounces when she was born, and then she was 7 pounds 7 ounces the next day, because obviously babies drop in weight the next day. But anyways, yes, you have to massage your coochie and like really get in there, show her some love, act like you miss her, whatever, massage her up. I used, it doesn't really matter what oil. I feel like a lot of people kept asking me what oil did I use, as if the oil really matters. You just have to use natural oil. You can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil. Those are the two that I use. I don't know what other oils there are really out there, because those are the only two oils that I ever use. Like, I don't know, avocado oil, vegetable oil. I don't know if you want to use those down there, but I used olive oil and coconut oil, and it helps with bruising, it helps with tearing, all that yucky, icky, painful stuff, you know, that you want to kind of avoid. So yeah, show her some love. So somebody asked me what was the most difficult pregnancy, labor, or delivery, and for me, it was definitely the labor. So my pregnancy was super easy. I didn't really have much morning, I mean, I had a little bit of morning sickness, but I kind of started to notice what triggered the morning sickness, and it was usually just like really greasy foods, foods that were super like heavy, spicy, things like that. So I kind of avoided those things, and I didn't have any morning sickness. Also, when I did have morning sickness, I drank like ice cold water. I took mints, like peppermint. I also bought those, they're like those pops they're from Target. Pregnancy pops. I don't know what they're called. I'll add it somewhere here. Those helped with the nausea and stuff. So my first like 7 months were super easy. I was working out every single day, whether it was just like a walk outside or I go to the gym, but it was like baby workouts. I never lifted super heavy. I made sure my heart rate stayed at like 140 or below. You know, only 1 cup of coffee a day, things like that. So my pregnancy was super easy up to about 7 months, and that's when I got really big and my stomach was super heavy, and just like a 10-minute walk outside was so tiring. So after about 7 months, I was just tired, but it wasn't like bad. I mean, I had discomfort when I sleep, backaches, whatever, but it was nothing bad. So the reason why my labor was super hard was because I was in labor for 46 hours. I had to get induced because I had mild preeclampsia, and my heart rate was super high. It would not drop, and it was my fault. I was so stressed out. So try not to stress during your pregnancy, or they're gonna have to induce you to get the baby out, because it's very dangerous for mommy and baby if the mom's blood pressure was crazy. Mine was like literally shooting up the roof, and every contraction made it worse. So they had to induce me, and they put me on miso. I don't even know what miso is, but it's like a natural way of trying to get your body to go into labor naturally. And I was on miso for the first 26 hours, and I was not progress. Like, I stayed dilated at 3 centimeters for like literally the entire 26 hours. And after that, they put me on Pitocin, and literally my contractions shot from 0 to 100. Like, I thought my contractions were bad when I was on miso. Like, they were painful, but they weren't too bad, but they were bad. But once they put me on Pitocin, like, oh my God, it was over, like game over. And it was like 12 a.m. they put me on Pitocin, and I was trying to get some sleep. I could not sleep. Literally, my contractions were so painful that Ray had to get up from the couch and he had to come sit next to me, and I would literally sob and scream and cry through every freaking contraction. And I kind of endured that till about 3 in the morning, and then I basically just said, you know what, give me the epidural. They gave me an epidural at 3 a.m. and literally I just knocked out. They told me that the epidural wouldn't kick in for about like 30 minutes, but it kicked in instantly. Like, I just dozed off the second they gave it to me, and I knocked out. So I woke up at 9 a.m. and I had the doctor come in and check me to see how much I progressed, and I was still at 3 centimeters, and I was so upset. So my mom actually asked the doctors to break my water for me, and they didn't want to because they said that it could give me a infection later on. And I said, I don't care, like, I'll deal with the infection later, like, get this baby out of me. So she broke my water bag, and what happened? Oh, I started literally dilating by the hour. So like an hour later I was at 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then by 4 p.m. She was born. And pushing wasn't bad. It was just like taking a poo. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, so pushing, I think I pushed for about 30 minutes before she came out. And it didn't feel like that long. Like, it felt like a really quick workout. It literally felt like 5 minutes for me, but we had the whole thing recorded, and the recording was 30 minutes. So I guess I pushed for 30 minutes. Someone asked me if I chose a midwife or a doctor, and I did not. I did not care for any of that. I know some women really care about that, and they have like this whole like experience that they want to go through, and they want their doctor, their midwife there. I don't even know. Me, I did not care. All I cared was to go in there and just push this baby out and leave. Like, I did not care for the whole hospital shebang. Like, I didn't care. All I asked for was a female doctor to deliver the baby for me, and that was like an issue for them for some reason, because they're like, oh, well, we might not have a female. We might only have male. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I want a female. But I was like, okay, well, if all you guys have is male, then I guess whatever. Like, whatever. But that was like an issue at the time because they were just so weird about it. So somebody asked, how was it telling family that you guys were expecting a baby? And was it easy, or were you nervous? So we didn't plan the pregnancy, and we were at the time, like, we felt like we weren't ready for a baby. So we actually waited weeks. We waited literally weeks before we told our parents or our family. Like, I don't even think, yeah, I told my mom. My mom was the first person I told, and his mom was the first person he told. And we waited weeks. But it was I was nervous. Like, I did not know how my family was gonna react. I don't know if I can't answer for him. I don't know how he felt about telling his family, but all in all, it was good. So someone asked me if the first trimester and the third trimester were similar, and they were, but they weren't. So the first trimester, I was just so sleepy. Like, I had nausea every now and then. I was very like nauseous here and there, especially in the early mornings and the later afternoons, or like the early evenings. I was very nauseous. I'd go outside, take a walk, get like some fresh air. That was really my issue though. Mostly it was sleepy. Like, I was just so tired. I'd sleep a lot. Like, I'd sleep all night. I'd go to bed at like 10 p.m., wake up at 11 a.m., and then I'd take like an afternoon nap. Like, I was sleeping all the time. Second trimester, you guys, second trimester is great. You will feel amazing. You have your energy again. There's no nausea. I mean, some people I know are pretty much nauseous the entire pregnancy, and I feel for you guys. Like, I feel like my heart goes out to you guys. It wasn't like that for me. Second trimester was absolutely amazing. I felt great. I was working out. Everything was great. Third trimester, I was tired again, but it wasn't like a sleepy kind of tired. It was more like a I'm so heavy type tired. Like I was just so exhausted. Like I could like barely walk like 20 feet. And then it's just like, yep, I gotta sit down for this now. And it's because my stomach was so heavy. It literally felt like 20 pounds just weighing down. But when I bought a pregnancy belt, I wore it literally everywhere. I did not care what people thought. I did not care how weird and like funky I looked. Like that thing made me feel amazing. And definitely recommend buying one. I got one off of Amazon. I think it was like $20. So they're super, super cheap and they work wonders. So I wouldn't say, I mean, but I never got sick or anything my third trimester. I was just very tired, like exhausted. I was just heavy, couldn't walk. So somebody asked if I was nervous in becoming a mother, and the answer is absolutely not. I knew since I was a little girl that I wanted to have children. I knew I wanted to be a mother. I knew I was meant to become a mother, and I was so excited about having her, and I was so excited about having a little girl. You know, if I could have a million little girls just like the one I have already, I'd be so happy. Although I want a boy. I hope my next one is a boy. But I definitely would not be mad if I had more girls. Like, girls are the best. So somebody asked, do you enjoy being pregnant? And I hated, literally hated being pregnant. Like, I hated pregnancy so much. It was not enjoyable for me. It was not glamorous. I feel like I made it look a little bit glamorous on social media, but I mean, I feel like everyone does that. Also, I'm not really much of a complainer. Like, I'm not going to sit on social media and complain about how much I hate my pregnancy, especially because I know that there are women out there who would, you know, kill to be in that position. But honestly, no, I did not enjoy being pregnant. It wasn't fun for me. It was not a good experience due to many reasons. But now that I'm not pregnant and I want to have another baby soon, I miss being pregnant. Even though it's like, it's weird. It's a weird like mental thing. It's like I didn't enjoy it, but I miss it. Like it's, I don't know. Like I was weird. Like people were just like, oh my God, it's so cute when your baby's kicking you. And I was the type of person where it's like literally like 2 in the morning and she would start squirming around in my stomach. And I would get annoyed like, bro, like you literally just woke me up. Like that's how I was. So no, I did not really enjoy being pregnant. You said to massage the coochie with coconut oil. Doesn't it smell like coconut? Especially doing it every day. I mean, I guess, but is that a bad thing? Better to smell like coconut than fish. I don't know. I mean, I guess once you wash it, it's not gonna smell like coconut oil or olive oil or whatever oil you guys use. Someone asked if I was nervous about labor. I wasn't nervous, so I was obsessed with YouTube, like labor and delivery vlogs during the end of the pregnancy. I think around about like 7, 8, 9 months, I was like obsessed with watching vlogs. And I watched really good ones. I watched some really crazy ones. I watched easy ones, hard ones, natural, epidural. I watched a million of them. So I feel like I was mentally prepared. And I just didn't expect mine to be so long. Like my labor was so long and I did not expect it to be so long. But it wasn't like, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't ever scared of delivering. I knew that it would be painful. I don't know, like I wasn't nervous. How to deal with the pain. So I was a baby. Like I said, I went through 26 hours without the epidural and I bounced on the ball a lot. I took walks around the hospital, like on the floor that we were on. I just dealt with it. I tried to like kind of not think about it. I was on my phone a lot, talking to Ray a lot. Like I just tried not to really think about it, and they just kept telling you like, okay, whenever you have a contraction, just breathe, and that's what I would do. But then once I was on Pitocin, obviously when you get induced, your contractions are worse than your water breaking naturally and you going in and pushing the baby out, because you're basically like evicting the baby. It's like, okay, like I know you're not ready, but you gotta go. So I guess the contractions are worse. But I don't know. Like, I feel like to do it like naturally, you have to really have that mindset and tell yourself, you know what, like under no circumstances am I gonna get the epidural. And once I was in such pain, I no longer had that mindset because I said the entire pregnancy, like, I'm gonna do this naturally. And you know what? I went 26 hours, so I think that's good. But after 26 hours, I was like, nah, you guys gotta drug me up. I was more concerned with the fact that I was sleepy. Like, I was so mentally and physically exhausted. Like, I was so tired. Okay, so someone asked me if I looked at the epidural and does the epidural hurt? By the time I asked for the epidural, I was literally like desperate for the epidural. Like I said, I went through the 26 hours and then it was like midnight or 1 a.m. and then I asked for the epidural and I had to wait like 2 hours for the doctor person to come in with the epidural because I asked for it so late, or like so early in the night or so late in the day or whatever, that they weren't just like, you know, there. Like I had to wait for them. When he came in, I did not look at it, and I told Ray, like, I don't want to look at this thing because I know I know it's huge. I know it's like a humongous needle. So I did not want to look at it because I feel like if I looked at it, it would have made it painful. Only thing is that when you do get an epidural, you can't move at all. Like, you cannot twitch, you can't, like, literally you cannot move. So if you are in the middle of getting your epidural and the contraction hits, you can't move. Like, you'll get screwed. So that was my main concern. Did the epidural hurt though? Absolutely not. Like, the epidural did not hurt, and I think it was because I was so focused on just getting the epidural and feeling better, but it did not hurt. I don't even remember if I got a contraction mid-epidural. I think it was really easy. Like, it was easy. It just felt weird. I remember, so I was like sitting on the bed, sitting on the side of bed, sitting up like the way I am now. The doctor was behind me, and then Ray was across from me sitting on a chair watching, and I looked at his face and his eyes got so wide the second he saw the needle. So I kind of looked at him and I started smiling like, oh shoot, like this thing is probably huge. So I seen his face, like he was just like, oh, that thing's big. So I did not look at it at all. Only thing is that when you are getting the epidural, you can feel whatever the epidural is. Like, you can feel it trickling like down your spine, and it's a really weird feeling, but it doesn't hurt. So if you're afraid, if you don't want to get the epidural because you're afraid that it's gonna hurt or whatever, like, no, get the epidural. Like, you'll feel great. So, and I completely like dozed off. I was like drugged, gone, fell asleep instantly. And I told Ray to go home and sleep at home because we had been there for over a day already, and I know he was tired too. Like, we didn't get any sleep the night before because of the pain that I was in. So he was really exhausted, and I told him, just go home, come back in the morning, I'll call you as soon as I wake up for you to come back. Or if anything was to happen, like if I was supposed to like deliver her at like 4 or 5 in the morning, like, I'll call you, just come right back. So he left, and then yeah, I called him around like 10 in the morning and he was back like immediately. But yeah, like, she wasn't even born until 4 p.m. So even that day, it's like we were very like aggravated and very like cranky, both of us, because he hates hospitals. Like, he did not like being there, and he was just being a big baby, and I was being a big baby, but in my defense, I was having a baby. So I don't know what his excuse was. And the last question I am going to answer is, how did pregnancy, labor, and having a baby affect your relationship or your marriage? You know, I feel like having a baby will definitely affect your relationship, and it can go either way. It can go really, really well, or it can go really, really bad. In our situation, I believe that the baby brought us closer to each other. You know, after she was born, I feel like my heart completely like shattered into a million pieces because it was so hard, and it just like shattered and like softened up. And just watching my husband taking care of our daughter, and the way he would look at her and talk to her and I feel like vice versa. This was both of us. It really made us love each other and appreciate each other more. It's like, bro, we like literally just made this baby and look at how perfect she is. And it just made us, I don't know. I feel when I think that I fell more in love with my husband after our daughter was born, and he's already told me that he felt the same way. Our relationship actually instantly got so much better after she was born. Like, it was like an instant thing. It was like literally the night she was born. We started treating each other differently. Not like we were treating each other bad before, but it was more like we were more patient with each other. I don't know. It was like a whole different type of love that we grew for one another that wasn't there before we had her. So yeah. That is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I wanted to keep it really short and sweet and quick. I didn't want to answer a million questions. So yeah, I don't know when my next video is going to come out. I know I keep saying that I'm gonna get back on here and keep like creating content for you guys, but I've just been so busy. And then there's, you know, I just started my hijab business, and these are some of my scarves right here. I'm gonna actually put the link in the description below if you are interested in shopping my brand. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, you guys. Follow me on TikTok, and you guys will see a lot more content there, I promise. And yeah, if you guys have any other like video requests, just comment below, and hopefully I will eventually get to them, you know, whether it's now or in 5 years. I'll try to get them. I don't know. I'll try to get back on here, you guys. I keep saying I'm gonna do that, and I keep saying that I want to become like a full-time YouTuber, but realistically speaking, I don't know if that's ever gonna really happen. So yeah, but I do appreciate you guys being here and watching this video, and if you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and yeah, see you guys.